Cheeky Draven hover and no, whoa! Draven first. I mean, we talked about how lane priority is important, but to lock in Draven first pick, wow. But the question is,
I want to see that attack.
Oh wow. Okay. Syndra now the lock-in for Caps. Obviously a champion who can be really frustrating to lane against, considered incredibly vulnerable, but was buffed. 2 seconds off of the Scatter the Weak cooldown.
Of the Nico can get very difficult as well.
you can hear the crowd getting excited at the prospect of 369's Nart, something he's played a lot so far this year, and he's going to be bringing it out. I will say though, as good as it is in the matchup, I feel like G2's composition all kind of wants to do the same thing.
This champion here has so much damage early on in the game, as we see the root.
Blade rooted, Unstoppable not keeping him standing as LeBron and Broken Blade doing their best to hold on here. Jaculov not going to overcommit, but that's the heal down. Kanavi moving in, takes the camp away too.
Luckily for him though, he did just barely finish off and smite the Raptors.
369.
Excuse me?
What? The potential gold income from the stacks could be massive, but Hansama is zoned away completely right now, and they recognize a window of opportunity. Kanavi immediately going to go forward. Hung not able to find the knockup. Clever use of the heroic charge from Skumon. Hansama off to the side. Eyes on the Draven. The knockup is there, and Hung might just go down. That's the ulti, and the first blood to G2.
Kanavi wanted to steal away a Grub, but he gets Ornn ulted.
Ornn called. Kanavi still running, zoned away from the objective. LeBron pretending to be a melee minion.
They've TP'd Broken Blade up here though, and that's just giving 369 free access to this bot tower. The gravity field tries to slow G2 away, but Hansama gets the ult off. Cream forced to back off a little bit as Lebrov, level 4, very weak.
The spells, Kanavi.
Ooh, 369 thinks he's safe.
Level 9 though. Ulti available, as is the flash. G2, they've got Skumon on the way, but they need to be careful not to go too soon. Root does connect onto 369. They spot Skumon now coming in. Hansama forced to flash away. 369 manages to connect with the wall. Flash forward, 2 into the wall, and here comes Kanavi! 369 playing with patience, punishing G2.
Oh, 369 is insane! He alley-oops into the wall for Kanavi to clean it up. Comes down and gets 2 kills onto the Nefiri.
They're going to need to be careful on the side lanes. You can see the pings down now onto Caps. Kanavi moving down. Caps will see this coming. But Kanavi taking his time to move in. A nice backstep. Scatter the Weak is going to be big here. Eyes on Caps. 369 starts to stack the Rage. Ulti's still not quite available. They managed to lock him up. Going to try to burst him down because it's Broken Blade out of nowhere on the flank to secure the kill. 369 starting to back up, extra movement speed from the Hyper proc. Ulti out, not a lot of rage. Stack trying to bounce, but he's not going to find the angle. Instantaneous knockup, the Fury stacking. 369 living for an extra moment, but not nearly long enough. Cream comes down, but it's just too late. No control over the opposite side. Tribush from G2, but it seems like they are unconcerned. Happy to just force the front to back. Hung on the flake. No quickness available, but he does have access to the exhaust. 3K on the objective. G2 are trying to burn it down, but Kanavi's not having it. The Forge God called. Broken Blade exhausted. Knocked out. G2 hand delivering the objective to the side of TES. 369 wants a bit more. The Hyper procs coming in. Scatter the Weak. Pushing back TES, but G2 losing so damn much.
Yeah, G2's hopes come crashing down as Otacon is stolen.
They make it look effortless for Kanavi.
And they saw the flank from the Rakan as well around this side, and then the Victor puts so much pressure, so much damage out. Flashing in immediately, Skumon trying to escape with his life, but he just burns down, and they could not clutch it.
I think G2 just played way too fast. They funneled themselves into this narrow choke. We go back to live.
369 likely to fall here. Caps laying down a good bit of damage. They're going to give the cash out to Hansama, crucially.
Nothing to underestimate. You can see the health bars.
Kanavi already used the W. They see that as an opportunity to go in. Instant focus coming in for G2, but Kanavi still stands. TES have weathered the storm, and it's Kanavi now on a killing spree. Here comes Hung. G2 thought they had the angle, but Kanavi lives.
Top Esports hold the line. The engage from G2 does not set up the fight that they were looking for, and the response was brutal. Top Esports find 4. 369 is looking to take out Caps.
About to go Mega. One more Hyper proc giving him the extra movement speed. One more auto, the boomerang to get it done.
369 finishes the job, and TES will take the Baron.
This connects onto 2, the route onto Kanavi. The ulti is good from the Poppy, but then they can't quite close the gap. We turn back to live.
Another fight breaking out. This time Labrov in trouble. 369 there. Kanavi on a rampage. Baron still empowering TES, but you said it right.
A 6.5k gold lead for Top Esports, a Baron buff as well, another pick onto Labrov. Things are falling apart for G2.
Ulti coming in from Kanavi. Goes intangible and Caps just gets cut down. Everything connecting, the reset on the ulti there. Hansama not powerful enough. Skewmon tries to get the space, and it's the cash out. TES overeager, the shutdown for Hansama, but the pressure still mounting as the tier 2 falls. The Baron still there, empowering the remaining members of TES. Just a 1-for-1 in the end. The gravity field coming in too. The ulti to follow. Hung with an ulti of his own, looking to lock down Hansama, who for now is untouched. The lifesteal is there, and he's living for an extra moment, but here comes Jackie Love. Wants to make the difference. It's just broken blade, and Labrov left. He is here to clean it up. No man left standing.
Cream even lives in TES. They are going to go inside the base. The Baron buff still on. They're looking at semifinals.
TES. They waited 5 long years. Jackie Love. 5 years since they've been to a semifinal. They don't want to wait any longer. They don't want to give G2 or Caps a moment to breathe. TES, take down Caps, take down G2, strike revenge for MSI, and move on to the semifinals.
A single fight was all it took. Top Esports outperformed in the team fights. Kanavi took control over the game, and TES will return to the World Semifinals.
And control is the perfect word here, the name of the game for TES. Slow and methodical at points, but just turning it on. The objective control, the team fights. Well played.
A bow to the home crowd here in Shanghai. A 3-1 victory. It was convincing. After the game too, when multiple members were getting caught, the haters and the fans alike started to wonder, is this going to be another collapse? But you're so right, they stayed the course. They kept that composure, even in messy games, even when Hansama got the shutdowns, when the Draven started to snowball. TES found a way. They kept their composure, and they closed out the series.
And for G2, the roster changes took them a step further. They will walk away with their heads held high, returning to the quarterfinals for the LEC, but this will be the end of their Worlds 2025 run.